Thank you, Mayor, and thanks for being here and for all the work that you do for the city. Thanks to all of you for being here on a rainy Saturday morning. I'm happy that it's rainy actually today because I want to make sure our forests are in good shape and we have water, and so I'm always happy for a little rain, though I know some folks aren't as happy in the summer to have a rainy day. But I want to thank Caballero Mid-High School and for letting us use this space today, and thank you again for all of you for being here. Before we get started more formally, I want to point out a few people. First of all, members of my staff who are here that some of you may have worked with, and let you know a little bit about what they do. First of all, Sasha Bernard. Sasha works in my DC office, works on technology policy, immigration, etc. So Sasha's out here, but she's also from Snohomish County. So it's great to have her in the better Washington, as I say, today. Ben Studley. Ben is from my Bothell office. Ben does all of our work on Veterans Outreach. He was originally a Wounded Warrior Fellow in our office and did such a great job we hired him. And so Ben does a lot of work in community outreach, and in particular does all of our work with veterans and veterans casework, and I'm going to talk about casework in a second. Dennis Sills. Dennis is my district director, so he runs the work in the district. We have 2 offices in the district, one in Mount Vernon to cover Skagit and Whatcom counties, and then one in Bothell that covers King and Snohomish and kind of all the other general stuff in between. Aaron Schmidt, who's my chief of staff, who's out from Washington, D.C., and gets to spend some time in this Washington too, so it's great that he's here. Melissa Plummer, my team too, here, and then we have a couple of our interns, Justin and Kira, who are here. We always have interns working in our office, and this summer as well, and Kira's from Lake Stevens. So we have a local presence here, but it's incredible to have interns who come work in the office, answer phones, really just get a sense, come with us to events and really learn a lot about how our government works, and I think that's an incredible experience, and we really appreciate the work that they've done for us. So, and Rachel. Rachel Stenberg. Rachel does casework in our office too. Patrick's here too, isn't he, somewhere? Patrick, who saw the front desk, Patrick Hogan. Rachel and Patrick and Ben do casework, and I wanted to quickly talk about casework. So a huge part of what our office does is work with our constituents on issues they have working with the federal government. Could be Veterans Affairs, Veterans Benefits, it could be Social Security or Medicare issues that people are having, it could be immigration. Patrick works on immigration and has done some very, very important work, very knowledgeable, working with folks on whether it's a visa for someone to come visit, to all the issues that you can imagine that we face right now in a time where immigration has really been just heartbreaking to see what's happening. We have many of our members of our local community who are impacted, and I can talk more about that too later, but Patrick is there. Rachel does our work on Social Security and Medicare. I highlight this because people don't always realize that one of the important roles of the congressional office is that people can call our office. They're having problems. Sometimes we can help, or we can make sure you get more information, but it doesn't hurt to call and tell us the situation you're facing and see if there's something we can do. And so I just want folks to know that that is something that we do, and sometimes one of the places where we can have the biggest impact for you. So please let us know, and we have great people working there. So this is a challenging time. I don't have to tell you that, you know that it's a challenging time because we have a lot of division in the country, we have a lot of division in Washington, D.C., and yet there are so many things that we need to get done, so many things we need to do to help families across our region and across the country. We need to have policy to make sure that everyone in our country has the opportunity to succeed. We're in a school right now making sure that every child, no matter their zip code, gets a great education and has the ability to learn and become whatever they want to be. We have challenges right now with seniors and retirement security, making sure that families are able to put a roof over their head, put food on the table. Housing, especially in our region, has become incredibly expensive. There are many issues that we need to address there, and policies that I've been working on in those areas as well, to make sure that we're doing everything we can so every family in our country is in a place where they can succeed and are doing well. We have incredible inequality that's happened, especially economic inequality, that needs to be addressed. We have challenges in immigration, and we have challenges absolutely on healthcare, and making sure that everyone has affordable quality healthcare in our country. So I bring these up because the way that, to me, the way that we solve issues and move forward is by having healthy debate, bringing people together, and getting things done, moving policies forward. And we've moved 400 bills in the House of Representatives, and many of them are sitting at the door of the Senate right now. I believe strongly that you should put a policy down, and folks want to vote against it, they can vote against it. If they want to vote for it, they can vote for it. But not even letting legislation move, important legislation, because you don't want to even see a vote on it, means that you don't get to see where your legislators stand, but it also means that we aren't moving forward legislation at all, and that's a huge problem that we face in many of these issues. So that will continue to be my effort and to try to move forward, but it has been a challenge in the environment we're in. I also want to address an issue that I know will come up, but I want to address because I know it's an important issue. At the end of July, I announced that I support an impeachment inquiry. And this is not something I take lightly, and not something that I think is a good thing for our country that we're having this conversation, because I would hope that we would never be in a place where this is something we even had to consider, but we do. I took an oath to defend the Constitution, and having a president who even the idea that we have a president who would work to derail an investigation into an attack on our democracy, that is a violation of the oath that we both share. So, so we have a lot of work that's already happened in Congress, and so this isn't starting from the beginning, but this cannot become the new normal. These are not our values, but this is our job in Congress. We are a co-equal branch of government, and we do have a constitutional duty to oversight, and I think it's important that we exercise that oversight in this situation, but also in many situations we'll bring up in terms of policy, whether policy is being implemented correctly. So anyway, I wanted to raise that, and I'm happy to talk more if people have questions there. My job is to hear from you, so I don't want to speak. We're going to open up for questions. I think Sasha and Ben are going to have microphones, and so if you have a question, raise your hand, and they will walk around. And my only request is that people understand we're going to get to as much as we can. So we'll try to move forward. I may not be able to give you every piece of detail at any one time today, so we'll talk about the issues, and I think we have cards, is that correct? We have cards at the desk outside, so if we don't get to a question or we want to follow up, please know that we don't have to do everything here today. We can continue the conversation and follow up that way. So if we don't get to something, please know, talk to my staff or write it down, and we can follow up that way. And then, and please stand up. Yeah, if you stand up, maybe people can hear you a little bit better too.
Okay.
Oh.
You are on record supporting the idea that 16-year-olds should be given the right to vote. Can you explain the reason?
Well, first of all, I think that the right to vote is a sacred right that we all have, and right now more and more people have been denied the opportunity to vote. I mean, so before we even talk about expanding in terms of age, we're actually seeing more and more people across the country being denied their right to vote, their access to the ballot, whether it's shorter hours in terms of polls being open, whether it's being kicked off the rolls for no reason. So I have been very supportive when we passed in the House legislation to make sure we uphold the Voting Rights Act, so that everybody in our country has the right to vote and has access to the ballot and isn't being discriminated against in their right to vote. I was born in Selma, Alabama. A lot of people stood up and fought for this right, and it's critically important that we do that. When we talk about expanding and having younger people involved, I think we don't have formal legislation there, and so that's definitely been a conversation that some folks have brought up, but the focus right now has been on making sure that everyone has access to the ballot and that we make sure that young people are voting. I think the most recent election, someone probably has better numbers than I do because I didn't look, but we still have many, many young people 18 and older who are not voting. I think the numbers that I saw had a graph that said that if you look at voter turnout, even in this primary, by far the lowest turnout was our youngest voters, and then it goes up to seniors, and we still have low turnout, so we need to make sure we're doing everything to educate people about the importance of voting and making access easy. We've done a lot in our state, and even in our state, with a lot of those barriers removed, we still are struggling to get people engaged and involved, so I think that's critically important. And it's legislation, but it's also all of us making sure that young people understand how critically important it is that they turn in their ballot. So thank you. I'm going to go to Sasha, let her, we'll just kind of go back and forth. Oops, I can't hear you.
It should be on. Okay, I'm talking to it. Hi Susan, thanks for being here. There was some tragic news out of Buncombe County this week where an elderly couple was found dead in their bed with a note that indicated there was an apparent murder-suicide. The husband was in despair over his wife's medical condition and the cost of her care, and he was afraid that he would not be able to pay for his own medical care. So he took both of their lives. And this is something that should not happen in our country. The high cost of medical care, health care, is out of reach for too many people. There are other tragic stories too. The young man in the East Coast in South Carolina, I believe, who drove his pickup into the river because he was in despair over being kicked off his insurance plan for failing to pay a $20 copay for some medicine that he needed for depression. This kind of thing is unacceptable in a country like ours. We need to do something about that. I know that there's good support for Pramila Jayapal's Bill 1384 in the Senate, in the House rather, and over 100 supporters have signed on as co-sponsors. I would like to ask a question that is, what will you do what will it take for you to sign on as a co-sponsor to this important law that needs to be enacted? Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for the question. And this is an incredibly important issue. I don't think there's anything that's more personal to everyone here than healthcare, because we all know, whether it's ourselves or our families or the stories you have brought up, how healthcare impacts everyone, and we all have a story. And I've had many people come to my office, both here and in DC, met with patients, even more recently since I've been home this August, to talk about what we can do to make sure that everyone in our country has affordable quality health care, period. And that's the goal. And I feel very strongly about this because healthcare has become a political issue as opposed to an issue where we talk about what we're going to do to actually achieve that goal of healthcare for everyone in our country. And it is, and I believe healthcare is a right. This is not a privilege. I also know that we've seen more and more attacks on the ACA, the progress that we made with the Affordable Care Act. Right now, the most immediate threats we have are attacks in the courts, etc. So the progress we made has been removed, and I do not think the Affordable Care Act was a perfect law by any stretch, but absolutely, we've all made incredible progress, and we should be building on our progress and continue in our healthcare system to see what's working and what's not working and move forward. I also don't think any one law necessarily will be the only answer for healthcare, because I do think that we continue to have to test what's happened and what is working and not working, so we keep going for the goal that I think we all share, which is healthcare for everyone in our country, affordable quality healthcare for everyone in our country. Now, there have been many ideas on how we achieve that. And I think there needs and will continue to be healthy debate. We had a debate in the Ways and Means Committee that I'm on universal coverage, and we brought people in who talked about various ways that we could get there. One, stabilization of the Affordable Care Act to move forward there so we don't continue to go backwards, junk plans, things that have been happening more recently, because that's a very immediate need right now. But also the long term of how we continue to address that, and that's been from ideas, Medicare for All has been one of those proposals of buying into Medicare or providing a government option so that people have those choices. And that is the debate that we are having. I think from, and I've been looking, we have rural areas, rural hospitals that serve our region, many concerns about how we make sure that we continue to have health care and availability of providers in our rural areas. There's been concerns on individual bills like that one in terms of the impact it would have in those areas. Those are real concerns. There's concerns about what we do for costs, and there's concerns from people who have health care today that they fought for, whether it was union workers fought for in contracts or people who have health care for their employers. And so I've heard from all of those. Frankly, our district, the first district, is a district where we have lots of differing points of view on issues, and I think that's a healthy thing. I think it makes us come up with the best solutions. So I believe, I believe one of the strongest things we can do is provide a public option, because that would guarantee that everyone would have affordable quality health care and have an option there, and others who look at other options that they want to have can continue there. It may very well be that if that option is the best option for people, people will move there and that will become the default in the end. But I am also going to continue this conversation to the end. I care about the results, right? Which is affordable quality health care for everyone. And so that's the conversation that we've been having. And I think everyone, myself included, we all share that same goal. But I don't think it is just one bill that gets us there. I think there are good ideas out there, and we have to wrestle with those ideas, but we also have to make it happen and get things moving forward. And I say, unfortunately, the challenge we face right now is trying to prevent going backwards with the attacks on the Affordable Care Act and even attacks on things like coverage for pre-existing conditions, which we see being debated in the court right now. So thank you for asking the question, because this is a very important question, important issue.
Hi, Suzan. I was last year downtown here, and I asked you a couple of questions. Last year downtown, you talked about something that still is an issue, and it's a huge issue in the community. No matter who you talk to, Republicans or Democrats here, privately, everyone will complain about this issue, and the issue is traffic. The traffic in the region is awful. 5 years ago, my commute used to be to Redmond half an hour. Now it's more than an hour. All that is time I was spending with my family, I'm actually stuck in traffic. And no matter who you talk to, everyone complains about the same thing. It's traffic situation in the state. It's Olympia, it's Tacoma, it's 522, it's Nobody Hill, it's the I-5. And I just crack my head what other ways I can figure out to actually come back home from work, to be in that time. I used to live in British Columbia, BC, and they fix traffic. As soon as something starts happening, they will put some money there, make some exits, extend highways, do something. But here, I don't see anything. It's just desperation, and every one of my workers complains about the same thing. Many of us with families work in Redmond, in Berlin, in Seattle, because that's where the jobs are, even in Boeing, in everything. And everything. And rush hour, which is so much traffic. Even on weekends, even on a weekend trip, I already know. Tacoma on weekend is traffic, Olympia is traffic. And the thing here is that Democrats have so much power in this state. How come we still struggling so much with traffic? Is this an issue that you can bring front to Jay and to the governor, make some pressure there so you can have some traffic relief? And by the way, this also affects that. This will help global warming, because I'm spending so much time handling. I could just, can you make a compromise today to us that you will help us with this and try to bring this issue up front?
Thank you. And infrastructure is a huge issue throughout our communities, and definitely in our region, where we have seen so much growth so quickly, and we were probably behind before, and have only become even further behind.